Healthy oranges, health information. Everyone has heard that eating breakfast is good for health. But eating breakfast on a tired and busy morning is not an easy task. A study on breakfast and life expectancy found that those who did not eat breakfast had a 40% higher mortality rate for men and 28% higher mortality rates for women than those who ate breakfast. As many studies have shown that breakfast is important for health, many people are trying to eat breakfast, but there are foods that are toxic to health if eaten in the morning. In this time, let's find out what foods are poisonous to eat in the morning, and what foods are good for eating in the morning. The first is coffee. 2 cups of coffee a day are said to be good for health, but drinking coffee in the morning on an empty stomach is rather poisonous. If you drink coffee on an empty stomach, the ingredients called caffeine and chromogenic acid contained in coffee secrete excessive stomach acid that helps digestion, stimulating the stomach wall and causing chronic indigestion. In particular, caffeine in coffee overdischarges the stress hormone, cortisol, causing symptoms of heart palpitations or headaches, and causing problems with the body's ability to regulate metabolism, blood pressure, and diabetes. Therefore, if you want to drink coffee, it is recommended to drink it 1 to 2 hours after waking up and avoid drinking it on an empty stomach. The second is cereal. There are so many people who eat cereal and milk for breakfast. It is said that most of the cereals that we can easily obtain contain more than 30% sugar to taste. In particular, these days, nuts, whole grains, and dried fruits are added to cereals such as granola and muesli, claiming to be healthy unlike regular cereals, but the situation is not very different. If you look at the star mark on the back of the product, most products are as high in sugar content as cereal. Whole grains and nuts are healthy foods, but if they are coated with syrup or sugar, they can be said to be unhealthy. With similar products, you can easily eat a lot of cereal bars and energy bars these days, but most of these also contain a large amount of corn syrup, sugar, saturated fat, and chemical ingredients, so you may think about your health and then get worse. So, if you want to buy cereal, it's important to look carefully at the ingredient label before buying. The third is bananas. Bananas with a sweet taste and aroma are easy to eat, so they are considered perfect for breakfast, but they can be poisonous if eaten on an empty stomach in the morning. Bananas are rich in magnesium, along with various antioxidants such as beta-carotene and catechin, as well as soluble dietary fiber that makes the intestines healthy. When bananas are consumed on an empty stomach, the level of magnesium in the blood rises rapidly and the balance with potassium in the blood is broken, causing a strain on the cardiovascular system and side effects such as digestive disorders. These symptoms are especially severe for those suffering from cardiovascular disease, so if you suffer from a disease related to this, you must be careful when eating bananas. The fourth is bread. Bread made with fine wheat flour is a popular breakfast food because it can be eaten anytime, anywhere. However, when we eat bread, our body absorbs most of it as glucose. In the morning, since I have maintained an empty stomach during sleep, my blood sugar level is low, but if I eat food made of refined carbohydrates like bread for breakfast, my blood sugar rises rapidly, causing various vascular diseases including diabetes. Also, when making bread, yeast is used to inflate the dough, so if you eat it often on an empty stomach, it will produce a lot of gas in your stomach and cause stomach pain or stomach upset. Therefore, it is good to avoid bread on an empty stomach in the morning, but if you want to eat it, eating bread with plenty of whole grains is helpful for your health. Fifth is milk. Many people drink it in the morning on an empty stomach with a glass of milk or other food. If you drink milk on an empty stomach, the calcium and protein contained in milk, casein, promotes the secretion of gastric acid and stimulates the stomach wall, causing a sore stomach. In particular, those who lack the enzyme, lactase, which breaks down lactose, not only have indigestion, but also cause diarrhea or abdominal distension. Therefore, it is recommended to avoid milk on an empty stomach as much as possible, and when drinking milk, it may be helpful to warm it up or consume it with other foods. The sixth is sweet potato. Sweet potato is an excellent food that inhibits the proliferation of cancer cells and prevents blood vessel damage. However, if you eat sweet potatoes on an empty stomach, the collagen and tannin ingredients contained in sweet potatoes stimulate the stomach wall and promote the secretion of stomach acid, which can make your stomach feel bitter. Therefore, it is recommended to eat small amounts as a snack after a meal. In particular, during the cooking process of sweet potatoes, more carbohydrates are decomposed into sugars, turning them into foods with a high glycemic index. People with high blood sugar levels need to be careful when eating boiled or baked sweet potatoes on an empty stomach, as blood sugar levels rise rapidly. 7th is citrus fruits. Citrus fruits are high in acidity, so it is best to avoid eating them on an empty stomach. Citrus fruits such as tangerines, oranges, and grapefruits contain various acids such as organic acid, tartaric acid, and citric acid. So when consumed on an empty stomach, stomach acid suddenly increases, damaging the gastric mucosa and causing symptoms such as reflux esophagitis or heartburn. Therefore, it is recommended to avoid eating fruits with high acidity, such as tangerines, on an empty stomach. So, on the contrary, what are the best foods to eat in the morning? The first is eggs and potatoes. Potatoes and eggs are a light meal even on an empty stomach in the morning. Potatoes not only soothe heartburn in the morning, but also relieve stomach ulcers and inflammation, and the rich, lecithin component of eggs transmits nerve signals necessary for memory storage and recovery. It is the best food to wake up your brain in the morning by helping it work. Most of all, potatoes and eggs can be eaten right away if you boil them the day before without needing separate cooking, so they can be a very good meal to consume rich nutrients on a busy morning. The second is sweet pumpkin. Sweet pumpkin is rich in fiber, which not only gives you a feeling of fullness easily, but also contains a component called cobalt that helps alleviate diabetes, which promotes insulin secretion and lowers blood sugar levels. In addition, the pectin component of sweet pumpkin plays a role in protecting and regenerating the gastric mucosa, and because it is digested well without irritating the gastric wall, it is the best food for breakfast. The third is tofu. Tofu is not only rich in protein and other nutrients, but can also be eaten on an empty stomach in the morning when the gastric mucosa is sensitive. In the morning, the stress hormone, cortisol, is secreted in our body. This hormone converts the nutrients of the food we take into energy and plays a role in building muscles by moving around the body. At this time, protein is used as an ingredient for muscle, and tofu is very rich in vegetable protein, so it can be a perfect meal for building muscle in the morning. In addition, isoflavone contained in tofu promotes the absorption of calcium, making it the best food to prevent osteoporosis, which is more likely to occur as you get older. The fourth is cucumber and water. When you wake up in the morning, there are many people who suffer from swelling of their body or face. Edema occurs when waste products from the body cannot be discharged smoothly. At this time, you can eat a cucumber full of water as it is, but if you slice the cucumber thinly and soak it in water before drinking it, the nutrients of the water-soluble vegetable will dissolve in the water and increase the absorption rate. Cucumbers contain various bioactive compounds such as cucurbitacin, glucoside, lignans, and apigenin, which remove active oxygen that causes cancer and inhibit cancer cell development. According to a study published in the American Association for Cancer Research, AACR, the dietary flavonoid, fusain in cucumbers may help slow the onset and progression of prostate cancer. In addition, for those who have high blood pressure, the potassium component of cucumber helps to release sodium from the body and improves blood pressure, and cucumber's rich dietary fiber is good for morning bowel movements. For the water in which the cucumbers are soaked, put the thinly sliced cucumbers in bottled water with a little salt and refrigerate. After brewing for 2 to 3 hours, take them out whenever you need them. So far, we have looked at the foods that are poisonous to eat in the morning and the foods that are good to eat in the morning. I hope this video will be helpful to you. If you liked this video, don't forget hit that like button, and subscribe to this channel for more videos like this in the future. Also, be sure to turn on the bell notification so you never miss any of our videos. See you in the next video. Thanks for watching.